Tonight on Elon Local News. Keeping eyes on the presidential election, how Elon students are preparing for 2020. Crime rates drop. We take a ride with one police officer who's committed to keeping them down. And a painter bringing his creative vision to life. All that and more, Elon Local News starts right now.
Live from the Jane and Brian Williams studio at Elon University School of Communications, you're watching Elon Local News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. It's Monday, February 18th. I'm Samantha Casamento.
And I'm Amanda Gibson.
Graduation is just 96 days away, and if you're scheduled to walk across the stage this May, you may not be getting your actual diploma. Due to the short time period between the last day of final exams and the commencement, not all final grades will be submitted in time. Degrees will not be finalized until the Tuesday after commencement, which means graduating seniors may have to reorder their diplomas if they do not reflect their final degree or Latin honor. And for seniors who do not pass their spring classes, their degrees will be recalled. Fewer than 5% of graduates are expected to be affected by this change based on previous graduating classes.
Tonight, two former congressmen are on Elon's campus. Former U.S. Representatives Glenn English and Peter Roskam are at Elon's Day for the Congress to Campus program. The program brings congressmen to colleges with the goal to educate college students on American government. In a sit-down interview with our Baylor Rodman today, Roskin is enthusiastic to bring the program to Elon because of the feeling he got when he stepped on campus.
From the former members of Congress Association to engage with tomorrow's leaders and to give them a sense of this is what Congress is like, this is what you should be thinking about if you want to engage in this process, and you should engage in this process.
Congressman English released a call to action in 2009 calling for a plan dealing with power shortages, electricity, and climate change. When asked about the recently proposed Green New Deal, English says this plan just won't cut it.
Not a plan, it's a resolution, it's a sentiment, it's an idea. I think we're all in favor of improving our environment. Not too many people are coming out and saying, I vote against improving the environment.
The congressman will be in McKinnon Hall tonight at 7 p.m. To check out the whole interview with both congressmen, go to elonnewsnetwork.com.
It's not too soon to start looking toward the 2020 election. Arnita Hallberg spoke to students interested in politics here at Elon to hear their take on the upcoming election.
11 Democrats and 1 Republican have already entered the 2020 race for president. And although we are still more than a year away from the elections, students on campus say it's important to start paying attention now. But sophomore Kira Letzinger, the president of College Democrats, says she is concerned with the current political climate.
We are so negative towards each other so often, and I say we, it's just like as society in general. There's so much argument and disagreement that I think that it will continue, especially with the platform of social media.
Junior Gabrielle Cifelli is the public relations chair of College Republicans and says she is prepared for another polarizing election.
Definitely will be telling to see if Trump comes back into office, who will be opposing him, if someone else will be the Republican nominee. I think it'll be a really interesting election.
Cifelli says before looking at candidates, students should do their own research.
Before you even start to think about candidates, I think it's important to start thinking about the issues and kind of figure out your own personal opinion about what you really value, what you feel like needs the most attention, and kind of where you stand on it.
Letzinger says it's time for us to come together as a country as the campaigning begins.
It's going to be incredibly polarized. My hope is that it causes discussion rather than it does disagreement, and we can kind of find the areas that we all have in common, the issues that we all want to focus on, and kind of work from there.
Primary debates are 4 months away, but Elon students are paying attention to candidates now. Anita Hallberg, Elon Local News.
To join political discussions on campus, find College Democrats, College Republicans, and the Young Americans for Liberty on Phoenix Connect.
The Alamance County Sheriff is making headlines after recent immigration and customs enforcement raids in the Triad area. The immigrant rights activist group Siembra NC claims that 8 people were detained in Alamance County on February 6th. Sheriff Terry Johnson spoke with ENN about his mission to address immigration in Alamance County.
Saw the problems coming across the border, and what happens at the border don't stop there. It comes right into counties like Alamance.
Johnson recently met with 17 other sheriffs from across the country at the White House for a border security and safe communities roundtable. The sheriffs then joined President Trump and Vice President Mike Pence for a press conference where the sheriffs signed a letter supporting the president's stance on border security. Johnson says while he supports strict border security, he also supports the county's immigrant community.
As far as being against any immigrant that comes here for a better way of life, I personally don't have a problem with it. But if they come here to prey on our citizens and the immigrant population that come here to have a better life, I do have a problem with that.
For more on immigration in Alamance County, visit our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
Now, down the road in Burlington, our Rachel Ellis hopped in the passenger seat of a patrol car. She got to know a Burlington police officer on his night shift around the city. So he's working every day to make our community safer. Rachel, what is it like?
Yeah, Samantha and Amanda, it was a new experience sitting shotgun in a police officer's car. With no expectations, I buckled up for the ride and kept an open mind. I rode along with Burlington police officer Alec Ayer. Here's a peek into our night on the streets of Burlington.
Officer Ayer, A-Y-E-R.
Driving, responding, and making a difference.
Most people say, oh, I love helping people. Everybody loves helping people. It's the fact that you see your city change.
Meet Officer Ayer. He comes to work every day working to achieve a goal.
Every year we're getting better.
The people he serves are always the priority.
If you can't talk to people, you're not going to get nowhere. You've got to be able to de-escalate people from hostile situations, or just de-escalate them to get them out of the house, and then, hey, just go take a break for the night and you can come back and talk.
Hoping to combat misconceptions of law enforcement. When you see these cars driving through Burlington, Ayer says they're just here to keep the peace.
They think we ride around and pick on people. I think some people think that. Like, nah, if I see a crime in progress or I see a violation, I'm going to deal with it. It's state law. That's what we're here for.
He says building community relationships is the first step to a safer community.
They got him. They arrested him.
It's these community relationships that builds this trust, bridging the gap between police and Burlington locals.
They call and give tips. Without those tips, we don't arrest these people, and we don't get them off the street.
Ready for the next call.
Mentally and physically be ready for it, because if you're not, you're not going to succeed at this job.
Elon News Network requested recent crime rate reports from the city. We have not heard back at this point. Now, Amanda and Samantha, Officer Ayer actually wants to become a police negotiator, where he'll work with people who are in high-risk situations or people who are considering self-harm. And this is all a part of his mission to continue building trust with Burlington residents.
Thanks, Rachel.
Thanks for having me.
Elon University President Connie Book announced the 16 members of the Provost Search Committee Friday in an email to faculty and staff. They are tasked with finding a replacement for current Provost Stephen House. House announced that he will be stepping down from the position at the end of 2019. Some members of the committee you might recognize include Associate Vice President for Student Life Jana Patterson and Vice President for Enrollment Greg Zeiser. 2 undergraduate students and 1 graduate student will be added to the search committee in the coming days.
The Chief Operating Officer of Apple will be coming to Elon's campus on Friday. COO Jeff Williams will be speaking in the Global Neighborhood at 11 a.m. He will speak with students about his journey to becoming the Chief Operating Officer and will answer questions from students. Williams joined Apple in 1998 and has degrees from NC State University and Duke University. Williams is also an Elon parent, with one of his kids graduating from Elon in 2019.
Around campus, a wet winter thus far could have delayed progress to the inn at Elon. According to university architect Brad Moore, who declined an on-camera interview, workers have begun work on the steel skeleton of the hotel seen here. In a statement to ENN, Moore says the construction on the hotel is, quote, progressing along. The 3-story, 80-room facility is expected to be completed this fall.
And coming up after the break, Black History Month may almost be over, but there are still events on campus you won't want to miss.
Rain, rain, go away. Coming up, I'll have your Phoenix 5-day forecast after the break.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
The Black Business Exposition takes place Thursday, February 21st in the Snow Family Atrium. Student organizers Lauren Brunson, Derek Lester, and Mariatu Okonufwa partnered with different organizations on campus like the Creed and the Student Professional Development Center. The event exposes Elon students to different Black entrepreneurs, which Brunson says is important for the Black community.
All the time. There's career fairs, there's grad school fairs, but to go in a place where you don't necessarily feel welcomed, or you don't see people that look like you that are these entrepreneurs or that are owning these businesses or working in these corporations, it's kind of disheartening.
Expect about 25 employers from outside Elon University to attend. The event allows for students to network with Black business professionals. Brunson and Lester both emphasize the exposition is not just for Black students, but for all Elon students.
That it would be great to expose all of Elon to those ideas and those brilliant minds that exist within our community that just go ignored.
To celebrate Black History Month, Elon is hosting events throughout the week that reflect on history and race relations. This Thursday at Elon Law's campus, Jacqueline Mafator will be speaking. Mafator is an attorney advocating for fair districts in marginalized communities. Next Tuesday, students will perform in Elon's annual Saga Dance Concert. The concert celebrates achievements of the African American community throughout history. It will be held in McCrary Theater at 7:30 p.m.
Campus Recreation and Wellness and Sparks are hosting their 4th annual Love Your Body Week starting today. Love Your Body Week is a series of events that focus on supporting and encouraging students to appreciate all body types, including their own. Elon Jr. and Campus Recreation and Wellness event planner Kelly Farmar says that the event offers an accepting and welcoming environment to all students.
In our current media and culture, people can get really caught up in this sort of unattainable way that they're supposed to look. And I think that recognizing that health and wellness comes in sort of all different varieties for different people will allow everybody to feel a little bit more comfortable about themselves.
The events for Love Your Body Week include ladies lifting tonight at 9 p.m. in Corey Fitness Center, a mini wellness fair on Tuesday at 11 a.m. in Mosley Center, and Zubathon in Jordan Gym at 6:30 p.m. this Thursday. For a full list of events, check the website of Campus Recreation and Wellness.
Our Brian Ray is live with a look at this week's forecast. Brian?
Thank you, Amanda and Sam. Well, I have 3 words for you for this week: rain, rain, and more rain. Lucky for us today, we were a little bit spoiled with sunny skies throughout most of the day with a high at around 60, but don't expect that for the rest of this week. Starting tomorrow, it's going to be cloudy with rain into the night with the possibility of freezing rain into Wednesday morning, so be mindful of that as you walk to class or work on Wednesday. And moving into Thursday, the rain will continue with a high at around 55 and a low of 45. And moving into Friday and Saturday at the beginning of our weekend, as you can see, the rain is going to continue with a high at around 55 and a low at around 45. So we are in a bit of a spell of rain for the next few days, so make sure you have your raincoat, umbrella, rain boots, and a nice warm drink with you. That's all for your Phoenix 5-day forecast. And we have Alexandra Schoenfeld live in the newsroom with a sneak peek at this week's Pendulum. Alexandra?
And when we come back, I'll have a preview of what you can find in this week's edition of the Pendulum.
And after the break, I will be getting you all caught up on ENN athletics. Stay tuned.
Hey, I'm Tyler Perry. Do you know what hunger in America looks like? Well, it has many faces, and 16 million of those belong to children. Yet billions of pounds of food go to waste each year, and this is unacceptable. You can be a part of the solution. Join us in supporting the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks, which rescues our surplus foods and provides meals to many families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org today. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
What are you, superheroes?
Just 4 brothers who hate bullies and love this city.
Gear up, guys.
Our Alexandra Schoenfeld is live in the Paul Parson newsroom to talk about what to expect in this week's edition of The Pendulum. Alexandra?
Thank you, Sam and Amanda. In this week's edition, we have a deep look into the community reactions on some of the ICE raids that have occurred here in Burlington in this past week. Additionally, we also have a story that looks into a claim made by some female faculty that they are making an average of 6% less than their male counterparts. And in sports, we have a preview at 2 spring sports, both baseball and lacrosse. That's all I have here. Back to you in the studio.
It's been a busy weekend for the Phoenix. Our Jack Haley has recaps from some of those games and a look at what's ahead. Jack.
It was a full house on campus this weekend, and we'll start with softball, who has been red hot so far in this young season. They swept the opening weekend tournament and then won 2 of 3 in their February Classic. The team is now rolling at 6-2. They'll be at home on Wednesday to take on NC State. Now men's basketball, they dropped a tough game Saturday night against William & Mary 84-74. The Phoenix couldn't contain Nathan Knight, who dropped 35 on them in the Tribe's win. Tyler Sebring got back on track after a tough last game. He finished with a team-high 17 points. And women's basketball also lost to the Tribe this weekend. The women lost their Sunday matinee 64-59 for their 8th loss in 9 games. Lexi Mercer went silent on the day with 0 points on 7 shots. Lacrosse lost its home opener to number 14 Virginia to move to 1-1 on the season. But a bright spot is May McGlynn, who has been lighting it up on the field already with 8 goals in just 2 games this season. The team plays at home against Winthrop on Wednesday. And finally, baseball got back to the diamond. They came out and swept Lafayette to start their season, finishing their 3-game series 5-1 on Sunday. The star of the show was Kyle Brnovich, who went 5 2/3 innings to get his first win of the season on opening day. Our Alex Reynolds talked with Brnovich and the rest of the team about the expectations for this season.
Elon baseball is underway, and this Phoenix team has been the talk of the conference ahead of the 2019 season, being picked to win the CAA championship in a recent preseason poll. If the prediction comes true, it would give the Phoenix their first championship since 2013, when they won the SoCon championship. Baseball coach Mike Kennedy says he's not concerned about these predictions.
You know, if they would give me the trophy today, then I would say, yeah, I'll go with that, and, you know, we'll take the rest of the spring off and we'll show up in the tournament, but they don't do that. So, you know, the goal is just continue to get better and work hard every day.
Their projected success could be because of starting pitcher junior Kyle Brnovich. Brnovich stood head and shoulders over other CAA pitchers last year after throwing a conference-high 147 strikeouts. This year, he is a preseason All-American and preseason CAA Player of the Year.
I don't think too much about it. You know, all those preseason stuff, you know, it's all preseason. So, you know, if anything, it just puts a bigger target on your head, and, you know, you just got to, you know, live up to those expectations.
Along with Brnovich, junior pitcher George Kirby has been picked as a preseason second-team All-American. Outside of the pitching duo, the team has 5 former All-CAA players on the roster. Though the team is loaded with returning talent, their biggest advantage this year could be the team chemistry.
But in the preseason, we started to grow together and become a team, and now we're playing up to our potential.
But even with high expectations and a definitive win in their first game against Lafayette College behind them, Kennedy and the team are still planning on taking the season day by day.
We really have a good group of guys that understand on a daily basis the importance of coming out and working hard and preparing and just being in the moment, being where your feet are, and really putting forth a good effort that day.
Alex Reynolds, Elon Local News.
The team will be back in action tomorrow at 4 p.m. at Latham Park to take on NC State. Samantha and Amanda, back to you.
And it's such a busy week for sports, with basketball wrapping up their season and the spring sports starting to have all of their home games. So
for sure, and I'm definitely going to have to catch a baseball game when it doesn't get rainy out. I know this week we're expecting a lot of rain, so definitely when it is not raining, I'm going to have to go to a game and check that out for sure.
For sure. And coming up, how one man has found home through art.
Heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be?
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
The Elon Muslim Society will be hosting a panel centered around Hijab Day on Wednesday. The panel will take place in the Newman Lumen Pavilion at 6 p.m. The discussion will be about whether Hijab Day is meant to create an allyship or if it is cultural appropriation. Some of the members on the panel include Elon's chaplain as well as a member from the Center for Race, Ethnicity, and Diversity Education.
If you're not planning to watch the Phoenix play next weekend and want to go off campus, Asheville, North Carolina is not too far away. Our Carly Thomas talks to one Asheville artist who finds inspiration everywhere.
I love what I do, and it shows. When people they see the love that I put into my work. Inspiration was always there, wherever I went. Beautiful compositions are everywhere. There's no place where art is not. And the music encouraged me to keep painting. To this day, it's become ridiculous for me to start painting without the music. Enjoy, have fun. Don't care if anybody likes it or didn't like it. You're doing it for fun. That's all you gotta do. The happiest moment in my life is when somebody gets the painting, especially the abstract painting, and they feel it. Oh my God, look at that.
If you're interested in finding inspiration for yourself, you can visit jonasgerard.com.
Wow, his art was so great and so just abstract. I have no artistic ability, so I'm always very impressed by anyone that can paint or any.
Oh yeah, so his work was phenomenal. I mean, all the colors and just everything, it just was so beautiful. I would love to go check it out in Asheville. I'm definitely gonna have to go there. I've never been to Asheville.
Neither have I. I'm going in March though, so a couple weeks, so I'll have to check them out when I'm there.
You will have to check it out. So this week we have a lot of stuff going on. In sports, we just found out that one of the games that was supposed to be on Wednesday just got postponed. So definitely look online to see what's going on with that.
I feel like that might be a common trend this week for sports, for anything that's going on outdoors, because as Brian was telling us, it's rain for the next couple of days, which is so unfortunate because today was so nice. I really enjoyed my walks to classes today. It felt like spring.
So nice.
All right, well, that's all the news we have for you tonight.
Thank you so much for joining us. When we're off the air, check out our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
You can also follow us on social media at Elon News Network.
And don't forget to pick up a copy of The Pendulum on Wednesday morning.
Have a great evening, Elon.